The mode airdrop is coming soon, and I can't say how soon, but just know that it is soon. And right now there's like 1.6 billion points in circulation. There might be 1.7, 1.75 billion by the time the snapshot's taken and points start turning into actual tokens. So if we do a little bit of speculating, we can see that at a 5.5% airdrop and a assumed 2.5 billion FDV and 1.75 billion points, that the point value might be 7 to 8 cents. That would be fantastic. And at 3.5 billion, we're seeing 13 cents points. I would be super stoked because that would be an $8,000 airdrop for me. I'd be very happy because that's almost 2/3 of my entire principal that I use on mode. Again, super stoked. I was leveraging on Sturdy. I think some of you guys were leveraging on Sturdy because of my video. I am so sorry if you got liquidated. I got liquidated, only 11% of my principal, but still, this airdrop would cover that liquidation. I'd be very happy. Plus, my Renzo points that I got from that position should also help. And that airdrop's like tomorrow. Congratulations to anyone getting that airdrop, by the way. Okay, so let's look at what else you can do to farm these last points in like the last, let's just say last 10-ish days, right? What do they want you to do? So you can go to Sturdy, and I'm still technically on Sturdy. I didn't close my position. I still want these points. I want like every single mode point I can possibly get because again, airdrop is super soon, and I think it's underfarmed. So also, by the way, Manta launched at 3.5 billion FDV. Mantle at 6.5 billion FDV. I'm not saying mode is Mantle, but I'm saying mode could definitely be better than Manta. I know, kind of confusing, but they're all sort of in that modular, using Celestia DA, using Eigen DA, kind of similar chains. And yeah, so, and I think like the mode, well, I'm not going to talk poorly about any chains. I'll say that mode team, great team, excellent vibes. Whenever I work with them, I feel very happy. So like, in terms of vibe-based business development, I like these guys. But let's see, like, what do they want us to do? So Sturdy is what I was doing because that's where you can get the most leverage, but there is clearly liquidation risk, and some people don't like that. Also, the lending APRs have gone down dramatically. So where could you get non-liquidatable APRs while also getting points? Well, Kim is the darling of the mode chain. This is like their own exchange, and there's crazy high APRs and also 4x multipliers on mode. So let's like go over there and see what's going on. So if we go over to earn and then pools, you can see some pretty spicy APRs here. So ETH USDC is not really my cup of tea. Like there is an event, there's like additional ETH, I think, being added here, but I don't like volatile stable in what I consider a bull market. I know it doesn't feel like a bull market, but I still think we're in a bull market. And if ETH just takes off, you're just going to suffer a lot of impermanent loss. This is not for me. ETH wrapped kelp ETH. I'll just call it kelp ETH. Very low APRs here, not super enticing. But then we see like wrapped EtherFi ETH and like easy ETH at 97% and 220%. What's going on? Well, great question. Volume and volatility have a interesting effect on the fee tier here. So if we look here, why is it 220%? Because of liquidation day, right? When Renzo released that pie chart, the pie chart made everyone hate Renzo for a day, and then they released their new tokenomics of the airdrop, and everyone loves Renzo again, myself included, because it should be a big airdrop. A lot of liquidations happened, $30 million of volume, and at that point, I think the TVL was something like 12 million, I don't know, somewhere around there. So really, really high APR. But where does APR come from? Typically, when we're dealing with concentrated liquidity, we can click create a position and we can see what the fee tier is, right? You can, by the way, you can customize. This is a really nice user experience. You can customize your ticks here, minus, plus, if you want to change your ticks. But what is the fee tier? Well, I had to go into the docs to find out. And the fee tier for V4 pools changes depending on volatility from 0.01%, which is tiny, 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 to 1.5%, which is larger than the biggest fee you can make on Uniswap. So this high APR you're seeing here and what you're seeing on WeETH is coming from high levels of volatility, which are pushing that scale closer to that 1.5%. I would not expect to get this consistently. I would expect these APRs to be the product of days of very high volatility or very high volume. So if you look at, okay, there's only 7 days of this being available. So maybe on this day, there was not enough TVL to hit this volume and it went up to 1.5%. That could have been the case. Hard to say. So anyways, do be aware that the way these APRs work, I think is just a product of fees generated in TVL. But if you're putting it in there and there's not a lot of volume, you're just scraping by at a 0.01% fee. So the real money, in my opinion, is in the mode airdrop. But again, hey, if this is the average and you're able to get the average, that's a really nice and juicy APR. What else can you do on mode? I mean, there's plenty of other things. There's Ironclad, which, what is Ironclad? I think it's another lending platform. I am kind of not super excited about lending platforms now because they've been like all borrowed out. Ionic, I've tried using Ionic. I actually used it, but then again, everything got borrowed out. Total utilization ratios hit. So I couldn't use it. So right now, Kim is kind of the place to be. Kim has 4x points on liquidity, which is pretty fantastic. 2x points if you're just using it and swapping. And I think if you're able to actually get these percents or even half these percents, I mean, imagine getting, 45% on this plus 4x points. That's great. Plus, you're also getting 3x EtherFi points and 1x Eigenlayer points. You're having a good day. Same thing with Easy ETH, though. I really don't think you're going to get that. I really don't think you're going to get 220%, especially with $23 million of TVL and only like $3 to $4 million of volume per day. I think this is totally unreasonable. Maybe, I mean, my estimates have it like in single digit percents. So do be aware of that. I think this is probably the better bet. But if you're looking to farm points and not lose any principal, or at least like not get liquidated, Kim is the place to go. And, you should only need to be doing this for like, maybe 10 or so days. Anyways, that's my update on mode. I do think this is going to be a pretty big airdrop. My own personal points, by the way, 0 refers. This is all my own points. From farming Sturdy should be like anywhere between $5,000 at 2.5. I mean, $4,000 at 2 billion FTV to $9,000 at 4 billion. I would be so excited if I got that. And anyways, if you're going to use a mode referral link, and you should use a mode referral link, I think you have to, or maybe you don't have to, but if you're going to farm this for the last few days, use the DeFi Dojo referral link. It's not mine. It's for the dojo. I'm going to put it somewhere in the, either in the description or I'll pin it as a comment. But thanks so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.